Good morning. It's 6:05 a.m. on Wednesday, November 6th, 2019. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. New episode of Talking About Survivor recorded last night and posted, keeping us current. I haven't missed any episodes so far this season. What else? Um, Boy, I thought I was more up to speed, but I think you know, um, I had a little bit of steam built up, but less than I thought. So I could talk about Watchmen, I guess, a little bit. We're 3 episodes into the new HBO TV show now, and watching it, it's very dense, very clearly dense, where it's just very much like the comic book. It's just full of little blink and you'll miss it details, and it actually has kind of inspired me to reread the comics. I could have sworn that I had a hard copy of that one, but I couldn't find one, so I bought another one. And just wanting to kind of revisit it, especially since I think I have more recently seen the movie than read the original comics. And although I think the movie does a pretty good job for much of it, I wanted to go back to the original comics, especially since it's clear that the TV show is following the comic book version of the ending as opposed to the movie version, which makes sense, really. That this is, following up. This is a sort of sequel series to the comics, not necessarily the movie. And wow, I'm a little bit spacey this morning. Please forgive me. The I'm pleased with the show so far. It's definitely taking risks. Like I mentioned when I talked about the first episode, there's no question that it's playing with a lot of really powerful imagery in ways that it's not entirely clear which way it's going to go. But it's just like the comics, it's really playing with the idea of who's what does good and bad mean. We have Regina King's character talking to her adopted son and saying, other people try to say it's shades of gray, but we know it's just black and white. But at the same time, like in this most recent episode, we have yet another character from the comics brought into this more current, like the story that's in the future compared to the comics. So, we have Laurie, who was Silk Spectre, now is an FBI agent who captures rogue vigilantes and has strong feelings about the way that this Oklahoma police force operates, what with the masks and all. And briefly asks at one point, it's like, how do you tell the difference between a masked police officer and a vigilante? They say, I don't know, and she says, I don't know either. It's like, ooh. And so setting up Lori, and I want to say it's Angela Abar, Regina King's character, Sister Knight, aka Angela Abar. Or is it Alexandra? I'm suddenly paranoid. I can't. Well, anyway, the point is, setting those two up as a sort of opposition definitely feels a bit like the crossover tropes of having the two heroes briefly be in conflict at first. We can imagine that they'll be teaming up against some larger oh, goodness, excuse me. Wow, still waking up. We can imagine that they'll be teaming up against some larger threat at some point, but I don't know. At the same time, like one of the whole things that the original Watchmen and this want to try to do is really examine some of those comic book tropes and try to determine if they are, like which ones kind of deserve to be upheld and which ones need to be subverted. It's going pretty well so far. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, I'll go ahead and leave it there and get some caffeine, and I will talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.